Citizens United president, former Trump campaign aide, David Bossie. David, great to have you with us.
Thanks, Lou.
I think most Americans feel much better about having the president home, taking on the virulent oppositional forces that have taken him on from the moment almost that he entered the race for president, and certainly from the moment that he won it. The impeachment moves on, we're assured, by Nancy Pelosi. And I have to say to you, I think I'm not alone in this. I truly believe she is doing the Republicans and this president a great favor by showing exactly who she is and who her lot really are.
I think that's exactly right, Lou. They are doing this president a favor, and they're doing the Republican House and Senate candidates a favor come next November. These are McCarthyite tactics that they are using. The smearing, this is not an investigation. This is a smear campaign of Devin Nunes, of John Solomon, and of the president. If you disagree with Adam Schiff, he is going to personally smear you. We need to, I don't care, you know, everybody's talking today, oh, we should get Adam Schiff's phone records. I just want Adam Schiff's testimony. Lou, we want Adam Schiff to answer questions about what he has done, what his staff has done, and what the whistleblower did or didn't do with he and his staff at a time before this complaint came forward. So there's a lot to get to, but this president is right. He is on track to do the right thing for the American people on the economy, on our national security. Look what he just did at NATO. You know, we have these little coffee clash, you know, little boys and girls over there talking behind his back. He handled it exactly like I would have. This is a strong leader of the free world who's not going to let the Canadian two-faced prime minister back him into a corner.
Trudeau has proved himself to be a little more than a child. He is, he should be grateful to be in the same room as the President of the United States, for crying out loud. And he is unworthy, I truly believe, unworthy of further consideration, as are so many of those so-called leaders of European governments. Turning back to this nonsense on Capitol Hill, at what point do the Republicans just say, this is, or do you think that there is any way to avoid even the trial in the Senate? Because any defense seems so disgusting that it does in some part legitimize what the radical Dems have done here.
It's a great question, Lou, and I'll be honest with you, there is. What we need to do is make the Democrats in the House, in those 31 Trump districts that Donald Trump won in 2016, the Democrats are currently holding in the House, those seats. We need to make them feel pain at home. And my organization, Citizens United, we've had ads up on the air. We're going to be continuing over the next 2 weeks to make them feel pain at home, to make sure people are calling their offices to say, do not vote to impeach this president, this man who has done everything that we put him in there for, or we're going to remove you. And then Nancy Pelosi is going to have a jailbreak moment if she gets a lot of pressure from inside of her caucus. That is really the only way. And I don't know that we can do that, Lou. I think maybe the train's left the station. I'm a realist. But we must not allow them to get a free pass. We have to make them feel some pain. We have to drop the gloves on the ice, and we have to go for it.
Yeah, because you certainly have. This is a president who has been so wronged by the radical Dems, and that is the Democratic Party, that has become the party of hate. There has to be a response. I'm unclear in my own mind as to what it should be, and which would assure the greatest punishment for their assault and insult to the American people, to this president, to our way of life. I do think, though, that you're talking about commercials. I mean, I can see a lot of commercials running now that are going to feature the radical Dems. The godfather of impeachment, Al Green himself, today making it very clear, no limit to the number of times that Dems will try to impeach. He's already, it was not enough for him to be first with impeachment. He's thinking about how many more times it can go forward. This is,
and we just need to keep him. We need him to keep going, because that is what's turning off the American people. Just look at the polling over the last couple of weeks. The polling is turned against impeachment and for this president. And that's what we need to continue to drive home, and we need to make them feel pain every day.
You know, it's hard to make them feel pain, though, as you say, as a partisan, because you've got Lindsey Graham, as we just pointed out, saying he's not going to subpoena Adam Schiff. He doesn't want to be subpoenaed, doesn't want their phone records. He doesn't want to give up his phone records. It's sort of the countervailing influences of those swamp creatures to react in precisely that way. This is the same chairman of the Judiciary Committee in the Senate who said he was going to investigate. He hasn't even looked into whose library card suggests their books are overdue. I mean, it's pathetic what we're seeing from the Republicans in the Senate.
We're going to see on Monday with that FISA report, right? We all know the DOJ IG report is coming out on the FISA abuses, and that's when members in the Senate, Lindsey Graham and others, are going to be able to actually put up what they have been talking about over the last several months, because we must have that happen. And I will just say, it's okay if he doesn't want to subpoena his phone records, but I want to see Lindsey Graham question Adam Schiff in the Senate trial. That actually would be worthwhile. And I think Lindsey Graham needs to participate in a very big way. Remember, he was an impeachment manager in the 1990s.
You know, there was a Speaker of the House who did nothing in his 3 years, Paul Ryan. There is now a chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee who, unless Chuck Grassley, the former chairman, returns to the post, I mean, he will be a do-nothing chairman of the judiciary at a time of, open warfare by the Democratic Party without response from anyone in the Senate. It is, to say the least, disappointing.
We are frustrated, however, that the amount of federal judges that this person, that the Senate has put through is tremendous.
No, I understand. This president has historic achievements, but that isn't the point. The response has to assure that the second term is also historic.
Absolutely.
David, thanks so much. David
Thanks,
Bossie,
Lou.
always good to see you.